Good afternoon and welcome to another Q News video interview. My name is Michael James and it's been a while. I think everybody's been having a bit of a COVID lull as we get into the world starting up again. And one of my favorite things about the world starting up again is that everybody is back in action, particularly back in action in the entertainment industry. And so one of my guests today is one of my favorite Australian musical icons. We have seen her for almost 20 years in Australian stage and screen and everything. And she's joining me today because she is back on stage again. She is the very, very talented and gorgeous Miss Casey Donovan. Good afternoon, Casey.
Good afternoon.
It's such a pleasure to have you because, as I said, like you are really part of Australian pop culture, I suppose, from our consciousness. We've known you for so long. Can you believe it's almost been 20 years since Idol?
It's ridiculous. And I'm certainly feeling it in my bones and in my loins. So no, it's been absolutely amazing. And, to go through so many changes throughout the industry and to be back on stage after the 2.5 years we've just had, I am beside myself and I'm absolutely enjoying playing Judy Burnley.
Well, yeah. What have you done in the last 2.5 years, like to get you through lockdown? Because I know you've done so much already. Like you've done your music, you've done TV, you've done stage, you almost did Eurovision. Like you've done everything. What's got you through the last 2 years?
Look, just trying to stay sane, basically. I've had a few things that have helped me get through the pandemic. Of course, at the start of the pandemic, I lost everything. Gigs just, in a matter of hours were all cancelled. And yeah, I was very grateful that I just finished on stage with Chicago. And of course, I got to do Mardi Gras, the midnight special at the after party. And that was my last gig. Then the world closed down. So I basically, what did I do? I did so many things. I slept, I drank, I ate, I walked, I masked up, I, moved cities. I moved from Sydney to Melbourne and just tried to keep my head above water. I got to do some online things, which was great because the world just, Zoom became the new stage. So it was absolutely amazing to be able to still do my work and keep my head above the water and still be able to be creative in many different ways and also turn on that different side of the brain where you really had to think about how we can now adapt to a new movement that is online.
I know, it's pretty amazing because, that's the one thing that I think that has been the good thing about this. So we've realized how much we can use technology. 3 years ago, if I wanted to sit down and do interviews with amazing people like you, we had to schedule it in person. Nobody would have thought to just sit down and do them on our computers at home. So in one way, I love that we're so connected like that now.
Yeah, it's absolutely great. And it's a great way to be able to, still be in the here and now and get creative when you're so far apart. Absolutely.
Now, being creative, you are back on stage again after you have, as I said, you've been everywhere. I love that we had you, it feels like only yesterday, but on the Eurovision stage, trying to get there. Well, I like to say you're Australia's only 3-time reality TV public vote winner because you won the public vote on Eurovision, you won I'm a Celebrity Get Out of Here, you won Australian Idol. What was it like to pull it off again and be able to be on that stage and have Australia still say, Casey, you're still our gal?
Look, it was absolutely beautiful. And I'm very grateful and thankful for everyone that voted and continues to vote and support me and my career. It's a beautiful thing to have that. Yeah, to have a nation behind you. Going on to another reality show, I had my, reservations and questions and, all of the, should I be doing this? Is my time over? Should I just, get back to musical theatre and doing the things I love? But I thought, you know what, why not give it a go and, throw my name in the hat and, yeah, it was absolutely amazing to be on stage with everyone. I have admired and looked up to Vanessa Amorosi for, since I was young. She was one of the reasons why I started singing and why my voice is the way it is, because I learned from the radio. So sharing the stage with Vanessa Amorosi and the other amazing artists was just absolutely beautiful. And Eurovision is such an amazing event, especially that Australia decides. It really brings a whole bunch of different people and entertainers and creatives together to be able to, produce content and yeah, get Australia into Eurovision. And I cannot wait to watch Sheldon absolutely take it down. I think he's absolutely amazing, and it gives so many people an opportunity to be able to get out there and give it a go. So yeah, it was great.
It is amazing, and I cannot wait to see Sheldon slay. He's going to be everything. Never seen anybody so carefully planning everything in their entire life, and he has up to this moment. It's going to be amazing. Now, Casey, from one stage to another, to the musical theatre stage, you said you did Chicago. Now, you were Mama Morton in Chicago, one of my favourite roles. And now we've stepped onto the stage for 9 to 5, which you are on. Now, that is obviously from the Dolly Parton musical. Now, some people might not know that story because it's been 42 years since the movie hit the screen, and not everybody knows the story. So for those young'uns out there who don't know what you're talking about, what is the story for 9 to 5, the musical, and your part in this fantastic show?
Look, basically 9 to 5 was a movie about 3 women in the workforce. My character, Judy Burnley, didn't really know about the workforce. She'd never really had a job until her husband, Dick, cheated on her with a secretary, and her life of building a home and making it, a beautiful little piece of paradise all fell apart. So she went into the workforce, and then she bumps into, of course, Marina Pryor, who's playing the role of Violet Newstead, who becomes Judy's boss. They kind of all come together in the workplace and go through some trials and tribulations. And back in the 80s, women could only be secretaries. There wasn't anything else that they could aspire to be. They couldn't be CEOs. They couldn't be PAs. They just literally worked behind a desk. And of course, there was the big 9 to 5 movement of women coming together and fighting for the rights for women, equal pay, to move up the ladder. And it was quite a moment in time in history where women started to, rebel and say, no, we're not going to do that until we get some rights and regulations in place for women to be able to grow in the workplace. So throughout the musical of 9 to 5, and also Erin Clare plays the beautiful Dorothy, which is a character based on Dolly. And when the 3 of them come together, it's a beautiful piece. Of course, there's those, office, office morale, and all of the kind of intertwine, and, the little sneaky little, I don't want to say bitchings, but all of that coming together and
the friendly banter.
Yes, the friendly banter. But yeah, once you kind of strip everything bare and build from the ground up, is the one thing they all had in common was the fact that being a woman was always second and degraded, and told that you couldn't achieve something. So through Dorothy's character, Violet's, and Judy's, you see this beautiful friendship form, and 3 women forging the way to get back on top, and maybe captivating their boss, and putting him in the back of Violet's Buick, and holding him hostage in his own house. So it's a great storyline, and it's a great musical, and it's one that still has a lot of questions still to be answered about equal pay and women standing up and becoming the forefront.
Love that. 42 years later, it's kind of amazing, but also terrible that that's still relevant. Still discussions that we have to be having. Now, it is a musical, obviously. We must have the 9 to 5 song is in there.
The 9 to 5 song certainly peppered throughout the show. Pardon?
Are you the lead singer on that song? Do we get to hear you belt it out?
We all, the great thing about musical theatre is everyone's involved. Every time Judy opens her mouth to sing 9 to 5, it's always a different version with always a different storyline. So at the end, we all come together and sing 9 to 5. But it is certainly peppered throughout the show. It isn't the show. My brain's starting to go to mush. It's not a jukebox musical. So all the music written in the show is written by Dolly Parton, but it's, perfectly written for each character and storylines, and certain things that change throughout the show. And I get to sing a very beautiful song called Get Out and Stay Out, which is Judy finally reaching the pinnacle of her part in the arc, and just stepping into her power and finding out her worth, and not being used as a doormat anymore by her ex-husband, Dick. So it's a very beautiful moment and very empowering. And I can certainly feel the audience coming along on that ride with me as I sing that song night after night.
I love it. Well, you have already, now you've already performed it in Sydney or Melbourne already, and we're getting you in Brisbane soon. Is that right?
You have. We opened in Sydney in February, and we will be coming to Brisbane, and our shows start on the 22nd of May at the QPAC, which we're very excited about. And I absolutely love Brisbane and Brisbane audiences. You guys bring something so new and beautiful. Your energy is radiant, and we can certainly feel that on stage. So I cannot wait to get to the QPAC and embrace in the energy that is the QPAC and Brisbane audiences.
Oh, we can't wait to have you back there as well. We had you in Brisbane for Brisbane Pride. It feels like it was a million years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. And loved having you then. So we can't wait to have you on the stage at QPAC. Now, it's going to go for the 22nd of May. Have we got you for long? I think it's about a month or 6 weeks that we got you for.
Yeah, I think it's about 6 or 7 weeks. So, yep, tickets are on sale and they're selling out very, very fast. So if I can give you one word of advice, it's get your tickets now.
Yes, all right. 2 words for you, Kimmy. Buy it now. Buy it now. So jump online and make sure you head to QPAC and buy your tickets to 9 to 5, the musical starring the gorgeous and talented Casey Donovan. Thank you so much for joining us today, my dear.
Oh, thank you. It's been so great. I feel kind of naked without my afro out. So I've got my hair in my braid, my Judy wig, but I was like, should I undo it? But no. So this is me in the half Judy form, but I'm super excited to get up to Queensland and yeah, enjoy the sunshine, hopefully.
You never know what the weather's going to be like up here. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Casey. It has been an absolute pleasure. I will be there on opening night to see you. I hope to see everybody else there. As always, make sure you click all of the buttons, subscribe to all of our things, and go and follow Casey as well and follow her on all of her things. And as usual, I'm Michael James, and I will see you next time for more with Q News.